If you are looking at this video, then you should also know that there is a video on YouTube, and it's called The Church of Tomorrow Morning. It's something that I believe you might want to check out, and if it's not for you, don't worry about it. But today, right now, we're going to speak on two issues that have made me want to put my 2 cents in. One, I saw a man, he looked like an elf, and he was wrapped around, he had wrapped around him a blanket, and I believe that it was telling us that he voted for Trump and that he's for Trump. And of course, he's from our community, and the thing about free speech is that you have to let people be who they are, whether you like them or not, whether you like what they're talking about or not. They have a right to their own opinion. The only thing that I can see that disturbs me more than anything else is that how their words, their deeds, and how they affect the black community and the way people perceive us. That is when I get a little bit upset. But as we said in this morning's Church of Tomorrow Morning, every black man should be educated in his own family. He should be at the head of his family. And as at the head, you are supposed to be schooling them, educating them. In fact, you have church in your home first before you go to anybody else's church. But the fact remains is that if you have God inside of you, you have that spirit inside of you. And if you don't think you have it, just hold your breath. The breath that he said that you were given in order for you to breathe in life. Stop actually taking in air, and you will find out, okay? Most people will say, well, that's respiratory. Let me tell you something. You stop breathing, your spirit leaves you. And you need to, do some research on that. We are supposed to be the head of our own families, and we can't change other people, okay? We can only work on ourselves. And even if we think somebody is, at the pinnacle of their success in Hollywood or whatever venue they are in, and we respect them and everything else, they still may hurt our feelings by the things that they do. But they're only human, and that's their business. I can't rule on that. I can tell you maybe if I decide to, how it affects me. And I know that no matter what somebody else does, I have to make the decisions for me. The second thing I want to talk about is Denzel Washington's kiss of death in The Gladiator, in which someone that looked like him got on social media, the TV, and talk about he kissed the man full on the lips. And so people were a little disturbed about that, because they said this man has chosen to exercise morals over deviant behavior in other movies that he's played in. He would not kiss a European woman, and it had nothing to do with whether she was someone that he might have wanted to kiss or not. It was the fact that I believe his values, his morals would not let him do that as a family man married to his wife. But then that comes into play with this. If you wouldn't kiss a woman full on the lips, a European woman at least, full on the lips, then I would question and just ask him a simple question: why would he do that in this movie? And the reason why I'm even talking about this is because people brought up concern is that they had so much respect for him, you know, and the things that he stands for and the things that he's done in the community. And, you know, if you listen to any of his speeches to college graduates, you know, they're very informative. And, you know, his outlook on life and the way that he handles the media, you know, has all been superb. So why would he go right now and do something where people might question his motives and he might hurt the perception of black people being able to be kind, or we used to say psyched, and psyched is nothing but when somebody leads you astray. But I don't see that. I don't see here where he was coerced or anything like that. I know that he gets in his movies and he gets into character, you know, but some characters you don't have to play. So I just wanted to make that mention that we can't control other men, other people, other women, and what they do. They don't speak for the whole community. And so far as them letting us down and we getting angry because, you know, we think that he shouldn't have did this or he shouldn't have did that, well, I'm going to be honest with you. There were things that I've done that I wish I wouldn't have done. And there's things that, you know, I didn't do that I wish I would have done. And I can't talk about somebody else, what they do. I know that what he does, it may have a negative effect on the black community because they already think that, you know, they look at us as the low of the low, but, you know, it's actually the opposite. We're the great of the great, but don't know it. We don't act it, you know. We don't show it in how we treat our brothers and sisters, okay? We will treat an enemy better than you will treat yourself, your brother and your sister, sometimes your own family. That's what we need to be concerned with, our families, taking care of ourselves, our communities, and understanding who we truly are. So, in closing, I'd like to say one thing. We have to stop worrying about other people, especially individuals, when we need to unite as a nation, as a people. You understand? And no one person can represent a whole people. We could like a lot of things about them. You know, some people go so far as say they love them. But, you know, I'll tell you, how can you love somebody you don't know? I'm Too Far Enterprises, and I say that you can watch the Church of Tomorrow Morning's video on YouTube. I've been getting a lot of censorship and flack because of the things that I represent and the things that I say. But I am who I am. Most people don't want to say they're African, you know. I'm African, you know, and I choose to be that. Yeah, and if you think you're a black Indian or whatever, you know, Dr. Degrassi tells you that everybody came out of Africa. So it's nothing, you know, wrong with you wanting to be something else also, but you were African first. Everybody was African first. Then, if you want to call yourself an Indian, that's fine. But African first.